You know, I'm starting to think that this channel has more update vlogs than it does actual content. Hey guys, Skiddlez here with another update vlog, just to let you know where I've been and what the hell is going on. And also, I can't be bothered to get the camera out, so I'm just gonna talk into the microphone while I have some Overwatch play in the background. So if you're wondering where I've been for the past month, I have gotten a new job. Like a proper, day job. Well, for those of you wondering, yes, I do make money off YouTube, but it's nowhere near enough to properly sustain myself, so I've actually pretty much had to get a real job. And it's not a full-time job, but it might as well be, because it's actually, it does get pretty busy during the week, but sometimes it doesn't, so yeah, my schedule does fluctuate regularly. So, but basically, yeah, one of the main reasons you haven't been seeing stuff from me lately is because, one, I've gotten a new job, which obviously takes up most of my time in the day. Two, I'm just a lazy prick. I mean, it's no secret at this point, I have pretty much said, pretty much from day one, that I am a habitual procrastinator, and I really just don't have an excuse for it, and I'm sorry. And thirdly, which is probably the big one, I've just been prepping for more surgery. Yeah, so basically, if you remember back in June of 2015, I had to go into surgery to fix my underbite. Basically, the proper term for it is a maxillofacial surgery. It's a word that I've always struggled to remember. But basically, yeah, in June 2015, I had surgery to fix my underbite, and as a result, my jaw had to be wired for 6 weeks. And it worked. I came out from surgery, everything was all good. But then, about 14 months later, back in August of this year, I went back to the hospital for a checkup and a couple x-rays, and turns out my top jaw has not properly healed, and the surgeons do not know why, and it is absolutely it's mystified them, and they don't know why, because basically what was supposed to happen was my top jaw, basically what they did was they brought my top jaw forward and my bottom jaw back, so my teeth were now properly aligned. The top jaw was supposed to, they broke my top jaw off and connected it further forward to the rest of my skull, and they bolted it in with like screws and plates. And what was supposed to happen was the bones were supposed to fuse and form more bone, but that hasn't happened. It hasn't formed bone, it's just formed fibrous tissue, which isn't solid. So they're completely stumped as to why or how this has happened. They initially thought it was because of leukemia. Thankfully, this isn't the case, because my bottom jaw, on the other hand, has healed perfectly. So basically, what this means, on the 28th of October, which when this video is going to go out, I am going to have additional surgery to fix, specifically to fix my top jaw. And what that involves is, they're pretty much going to do the same thing, only this time they're going to be taking bone from my hip and putting it onto my top jaw to pretty much force bone-on-bone contact, and hopefully my top jaw will properly heal this time. But again, this means, once again, my jaw is going to be wide for another 5 to 6 weeks, meaning I won't be able to talk, hardly eat or drink anything. So yeah, that's not very good. And again, I'm going to be out of commission, so yeah, more lack of content. Although it's probably not going to be new, so yeah, so I'm just really sorry about the lack of content lately, guys. Mainly because What the Pony, I know a lot of people like What the Pony, and I like making it, but it just takes a really long time to make. First off, you gotta write the script, then you gotta record it. Then I gotta edit it down, which is probably the hardest one to do. Well, editing isn't really hard, it's just tedious, and that's really the annoying part of it, because all that animation in What the Pony is all done like bit by bit. Every syllable, like when they bob their heads up and down, is all done by hand, each and every one. It's not like an automatic process, it's all done bit by bit. All of the little bobs are done individually by hand, and it gets, if you do it for a long if you do it like me, and if you're like me and you've done this kind of stuff for a long time, it gets very tedious very quickly. So, but speaking of What the Pony, What the Pony Season 5 in a nutshell is happening. I can confirm that it has been written, it's been recorded, it's currently in the process of being edited, and it is happening. However, due to the surgery and everything else, I cannot give a solid release date as to when it's going to come out. Obviously because they're going to be taking bone from my hip, which means I'm going to be walking with a limp for a while, and because I'm going to be sleeping on the front end of the house and my computer is on the other end of the house, that's just a simple walk turns into a 5-mile run, essentially, from what this bone graft is going to do to me. And again, on the same track of What the Pony, which is something I've kind of wanted to get out there for a while. The Seasons in a Nutshell series, arguably my most popular series to date. However, here's the thing. My Little Pony, the seasons come out annually, and this is no surprise to everyone. Like, Season 1 happened in, 2010, Season 2 was 2011, and etc, etc, etc. The seasons of My Little Pony happen on, basically are released on an annual basis. And this is something that I didn't really think about when I first started Seasons in a Nutshell, and this pretty much means the Seasons in a Nutshell series, much like the show itself, is going to become an annual series, because I can't make a season in a nutshell unless that season has already come out. And I know that Season 6 has already been finished, but just to make sure that, basically, the Seasons in a Nutshell series, much like the seasons of the actual show, is pretty much going to be an annual basis, because I can't make Seasons in a Nutshell without the actual season of My Little Pony. So this pretty much means that Seasons in a Nutshell is pretty much going to happen on a yearly basis. I'm sorry, I know, but there's not really much I can do about that, because I need the show to make the Seasons in a Nutshell. I do have ideas for, other, My Little Pony things in a nutshell. Like, I've had idea for, fanfics or fan animations, or even, different. I even had ideas for different shows, like maybe Danganronpa, or maybe Steven Universe, which is an idea that I've been, thinking about for a while. But, so, yeah, that's pretty much all I've got to say. So, just to keep things in order, I got a new job, which means lack of content. So, yeah, more surgery, which means I'm going to be out of commission for another month or so. Season 5 is happening. Cannot confirm when it is happening. And the Seasons in a Nutshell series is going to become an annual thing. So, yeah. Sorry. I did see a lot of people complaining in Season 4 in a nutshell that, there was a very large gap between Season 3 and Season 4, and I saw a lot of people complaining about that, and yeah, I did know that. But basically, that's just how it's going to have to work now. I don't really have much of a choice, but yeah. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Sorry that there's been a lack of content. I've just been, busy with real life and other boring, tedious stuff like that. So, yeah, my name's Skiddlez, and I'll see you guys next time.